And that's JT. No secrets. Just truth. Jazrel, Emil, Kavan. You will reach your destiny. You will reach the end of the dream that you live like a king and a queen. I say to you, be not afraid, for you are special indeed. The children of destiny, the outcasts of society, for the truth of reality. Generations, ancestors of past and old have given their life so that your life could matter. Now it's time to be changed. Now it's time to change. The world that you see, you are the beacon, the light, the lighthouse on the hill in the wilderness of darkness. Let your voices be heard, each one loud and proud. We, as an entity, has not lived up to our potential. We have not lived up to what the ancestors and the forefathers left behind, the promissory notes that we would rise to higher heights than what we have. We stand a nation divided. We aid and abet each other. We are afraid of the truth. We are afraid to share the truth. The power of the moment is about you and I when we find ourselves in each other. When we amplify our voice to the highest it can be. When we find rare beauty in nature. When we begin to sit and contemplate and ponder the magnificence of what was created before us. As we look at our history, we see that we have come a long way, but we have not fulfilled the promised note to God. We went from a time of being slaves, being told what to do and how to do it. They used us as animals to tend their crops. We had to scratch from the table of the master. But now, we feel that we are the master. That all men shall bow before you. That all women shall bow before you. That the children shall look up to you as a God. You're just a promissory note. When we look at who we are in the mirror, the one-way show, the one-way mirror that only reflects what we feel and how we think, and as much as we try to communicate that to someone else, they do not understand. Sometimes wishing those who speak had a way to read your mind so that finally your mind could be at ease. Because right now you are defending yourself. You're defending your choices. You're defending everything about you. Analyzing whether you're beautiful. Analyzing whether you are worthy to be loved. I stand saying that I have seen enough of the promissory notes. The promise that you will bring into fruition something that for you have already borrowed. You took a piece of my heart, telling me that you would give it back as soon as you were done, and yet I still have not received it. See, it's funny how relationships start about being you and I and comfortable to being about who I want you to be and where I want you to go. We want others to join in our relationship by sharing our details of what's going on behind closed doors. And yes, you have the sheep and wool sheep, and that is a wolf. In your midst. Telling you how to keep a man, and they can't keep one themselves. They're on the market looking for a man, but they end up with the boys who have promissory notes. I'ma do better. I'ma get you better. I got your back, but I need to wait till Friday to get my check. My check is short because I missed a couple of days. Those who turn to the niggas on the block who has the guap in their pocket, ready to spend, they believe that they have extended themselves to a higher level. But the beauty of life is that we don't have to contemplate anything. That we can just enjoy the moment. That we can be a nation of those who break the chains of promissory notes. We know we were born destined for greatness. That our voices commanded so many to do what we wanted. Now it's time to retune the voice. It is time to retune the heart and the soul so that you may be able to live out the destiny you were born with. One of my best friends, I call him an earth angel. He loved rap music. He loved creating music about certain things, about life. He sees the world in a completely different way. He believes in taking risks. No matter how scared the risk is, the more amped up he gets to do it. I remember when we met, we both was talking about God. That's what made him instantly my best friend, because no one I ever knew will speak about religion that fluently. He's not afraid to tell you that the devil is trying to get you. He is not afraid to lift his voice or lift his hands when necessary. He would give his My first Christmas gift from him was a t-shirt, his lucky t-shirt that he wore all the time. He gave it to me. While others thought, oh, that's just trifling, I thought about what it meant to him to give me such a thing, to give me hope and belief that somebody cares about me. Because he knew I was being abused, and he knew that we didn't celebrate Christmas, so he wanted to make sure I got something for Christmas. He had no money. We was in middle school. But none of us in the group that I walk with give promissory notes. We don't proclaim to be more than what we are. We give you each second, each minute of our lives that is given to us. But as we know that we will never be able to tell what's going to happen in the next minute, next second, whether we're going to live or die, we remind you that as long as we have breath, we will be behind you all the way. That we walk in the footsteps of God. That the things that we have seen at young ages was way too much for us. If anything, we were Christian thugs. Because we believe in spitting our views to anybody who wants to hear it. We will not allow the Spirit of God to be violated. They say Yahweh, I say God. I say Lamb, and they say Yeshua. But it doesn't matter. We both believe in the promises of the heart. That those things that come from the heart is our word. And we will do anything to fill our word. We may have made the mistakes that young prophets do when they believe they can move mountains because they know that they have been elected and selected to lead a nation. Not just the people, but a nation. To the way of God. My other friend, he is so corny. He loves watching cartoons and doing all kinds of things and having a good time and having fun. That's what he feels in his heart. I can go to him and he lifts me up because he reminds me everything is not bad in your life. I felt bad because once I started telling people I had lupus, they faded away. It was always a rain check on a movie, a rain check on going to dinner, a promissory note to make it happen, a promissory note to make you feel as if you are waiting for a gift. And then they say, oh, I forgot. Oh, I can't do it. Those are crushing blows to anybody When the promises that we say we are going to deliver is broken, then how shall we fix what is broken if you don't care about it? It was you who broke it. It is you who must fix it. While I was waiting on that $10, on that $20, that $30, that $50, so I could get some Pampers and some food for my baby, why didn't you just tell me you didn't have it in the beginning instead of playing me for a fool? I could have been searching elsewhere for the means that I needed, but you told me you had it. You told me you was going to give it to me. So now my baby hungry, no clean diapers. And here you go. They offer the promissory note. Next time I got you. I got you and put some money aside. I got you. Those aren't friends. Those are not who we should have in our inner circle. Those who are willing to pass out the promissory note instead of stand by their word. I had a family member get caught up in some stuff. It wasn't his fault. But he thought by doing certain things, then he would get street cred so that his rapping career would soar. Because he had that street cred. It backfired. It landed him in jail. And when I heard it, I was so angry. Because I took him underneath my wing and said, there is a change that must come. I thought my biggest issue was getting him to speak to his father. But the biggest issue was that he was so busy into living this double life. I remember the day he came to me right before he got in trouble and said, I've been doing this, and what should I do about it? And my answer right then was, you need to stop. You need to get out. You need to hang that up. And you need to talk to your father. No sooner the next day while we at work was he arrested. He spent his birthday in jail. And when his hearing came, the family asked me to come, and I came. And when he heard I was there, he knew that I was smart enough, believed in God enough to direct him the right way. So his attorneys went and talked to him because the prosecutor wanted to cut a deal because all those things that she was saying wasn't going to give her gravitas. She compared them to things in California and other states, and there was no evidence to prove that he really did anything but conspire. So I told the lawyers to tell him to take the deal. 5 years probation with 5 years hanging over his head if he slipped up. I told him that I wanted him to have a brand new job. I didn't want him at the old job anymore. And I told him that I would help him get back on his feet, get his grind together. And I respect him now today because he didn't offer me a promissory note. He offered me proof that he was going to change. He enrolled in college, got himself another job, working 2 jobs to get his own place. This brother turned his life around when he had somebody backing him, when he had somebody that was delivering the promises that they kept making over and over again. I am that type of man. That I would exalt my breath until I have no more breath in me. I will raise those who are in ditches right now, who need somebody in their corner praying for them, believing in them, believing in a generation that can move mountains, knowing that I will never stop fighting for you. I am the voice of the voiceless. Those who are afraid to tell anybody else of what's going on, they tell me in their ear, this is what is going on. This is the truth. How can you help me? I don't lead them astray, nor do I take them down a path I haven't been walking myself. I worry about my brothers and my sisters. Because we've known each other too long to call ourselves just a bunch of people. We may not be related by blood, but we are thicker than blood. We stand behind each other any way we can. We are front with arms. If we can't help you, we will try with all our heart to find somebody who can help you. Even if it's our last dollar, we will give it to you if you need it. We will give you literally the shirt off our backs so that you may have. See, me and my best friends have never fought each other. We may have debated each other. My one friend, I know I angered him so much that one day he put his hand through the door, the bedroom door. Because I failed to live up to my word. NSJT was born because I was sick of promissory notes. Well, I'll pick you up tomorrow at 12, and they never show up. I had plenty of that when I was a kid. Mother get us dressed, say somebody come to pick us up, we going such and such, need to behave, and they never show up. We looking out the window for their car, and the car never comes. Don't get me wrong, there are parts of my life that I enjoy with 100% conviction that I'm glad that I got to enjoy. I don't regret the path that the Lord has put me on because it has made me stronger. As I was talking to my friend last night, she said I was the strongest man she has ever met. It took a lot of humility to walk past that title and say I get it from those who I see struggling out here every single day,
knowing that their life story is far worse than mine. But our stories match.
And I may have went a little bit farther than you did. But we come together in the promise to God.
We make a covenant with God, a vow with God. Those who are the children of destiny. We understand the dynamics
of his choices. We understand that he's going to send people our way.
We understand that perfect moments won't always be perfect. We understand that the storm is going to come, and the wind is going to come, and the rain and the lightning is going to come, and it's going to make us wish for daylight, but we are prepared for the rain. We are prepared for the storm. If the lights go out, we got candles. If the storm is raging and we don't even know what to do because it is howling and the trees are swaying, we have belief that everything is okay because we believe that we are essentially a part of nature.
Why would we fear what we are? We was made of the elements of the earth.
But what's more rare about the elements of the earth that we have received in our body being 98% of water, being made of iron and copper. But what's more important is the soul that we have. We have a soul that can change lives. We have a soul that is more powerful than anything else in this world. They can't measure it. They call it the God particle. They're looking at what starts life, what is within us, where is the soul. The scientists won't say that in legal papers, but they're looking for that spark, that element that created man.
And I say no matter what science they use, they'll never be able to find or create my Father. We have to begin doing the hard work of carrying our own crosses. And when I say carrying our own crosses, I mean we must forgive ourselves, but allow ourselves to know what it was like to have the weight of the world on our shoulders, to know what it's like to walk amongst a crowd that did not love you, to go up against odds that was greater than you. Remembering that somebody has already died for you. And there is so many others who will lay down their lives for you. You must look deep down inside of your soul and stop giving yourself promissory notes that you're going to change. The time to change is now. The time to believe in who you are and what you are and where you're going is now. These are not easy stories for me to tell. It's not easy for me to leave these messages, but I do it because I know that somebody out there is listening and they want to know what I know. They want to know everything about God.
Just don't leave no promissory note for the Lord.